Hey guys, I'm audible. Just give me a thumbs up, please. I just wanted to have a quick check. The thumbs up should be fine if I'm audible clearly. Quick, guys. Okay, okay, thank you. Others, hey, what's up, guys? So I request all of you who's comfortable, please turn on your cams with the two faces. So please throw up cameras turn on kar do. So, yes, people, everyone who's comfortable, please turn on your cams. As I said, अच्छा लगता है इंसान को देख के थोड़ा. So, yes, and the final set of people joining. Into Major, taking up the lead. Okay, we have Suraj, Sarkar, Heyman. Ooh, चलो. Okay, so I'll tell you, आज का मीटिंग कम्युनिकेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट क्यों है. One of the reason it's super important is because, um, इंसान को सबसे डिफिकल्ट क्या लगता है जब भी उसके अंदर की जो थॉट्स और फीलिंग्स होते हैं, जो उसको लगता है कि उसके एक्सप्रेस करने के आउटकम्स डिफिकल्ट आएंगे या अच्छे नहीं आएंगे. And those are the emotions and feelings humans find it most difficult to express. So either हम you know burst out होते हैं या anger reactive होते हैं, reactions आते हैं, और of course we know the subsequent outcome. और either हमें पता नहीं है क्या करना है, या either हम नहीं जानते कि what to do about it. So that's why we most of the times shut down ourselves. Now, thank you. Now this is something which we have observed that every one of you here just go back and thinking like कितने सारे ऐसे thoughts feelings emotions थे which you just found it too difficult because आपको पता है कि अगर वो करने के जो outcomes है वो आपके दिमाग में आ जाते थे. And then you just sort of stopping it or not wanting to put it out there. और either हमने किया भी है तो पता है वो जब बबल पूरा फट जाता है, फटने के बाद का जो रिस्पॉन्स और रिएक्शन आता है, दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ आउटकम वी इवेंचुअली पुट आउट. But what if I tell you there is an amazing framework, okay? And when I say literally, and which you will see today, there's an amazing framework which I myself have been using since a long, long time. And with a lot of people now today, you may get that आपके साथ भी मैंने शायद वो framework use किया रहेगा in my communication with you, that all the difficult feelings and emotions, how I put it out there in a very, very simple form. Now, this is a lot of practice, honestly. ये easy नहीं है. Easy इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि इसमें lot of thoughts, feelings और emotions को align करना पड़ता है consciously, तो लोगों को बहुत effortful लगता है. But believe me, all this effort is worth it once you get the nick of it. So, guys, as I said, today's meeting very very important, very critical, and I can tell you that अगर आप आज का फ्रेमवर्क समझते हो और सीखने की कोशिश करते हो, प्रैक्टिस करने की भी कोशिश करते हो, there is a huge shift in the way you will react and respond to those difficult feelings which you have been feeling. So I'm just going to get going. Why? Because आज का topic important है, थोड़ा लंबा है, and I want to finish it in 1 hour. I don't want to extend your time. And also I'm going to take real life examples of people around. मतलब आपके ही real life examples और case लूँगा मैं, few examples so you can get the real practical aspect of the whole space and scenario. Okay, so let's get going. I would once again request people who are comfortable, please share your screens. या जो भी comfortable हो अपना screen please चालू कीजिए. As I said, it just helps me. Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone is able to see the slide. Now, um, whenever हम कोई important मैसेज शेयर करते हैं, ओके, इसके चार मेजर कंपोनेंट होते हैं. ओके, ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स एंड नीड्स. नाउ मार्क दिस थिंग वेरी केयरफुली. कोई भी इंपॉर्टेंट कम्युनिकेशन के चार बेसिक फंडामेंटल्स होते हैं: ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स और नीड्स. ओके, नाउ I'm going to explain everything one by one, and eventually I'm going to get going with it. फर्स्ट, व्हाट इज ऑब्जर्वेशन. नाउ ये चीज ध्यान में रखनी इसलिए जरूरी है क्योंकि आपको पता चलेगा क्या, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स ना हम ये चारों ही यूज करते हैं, बट हम ना बहुत क्लटर्ड वे और फॉर्म में यूज करते हैं जिसकी वजह से कंफ्यूजन होता है. ओके, सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट एवरी एस्पेक्ट इज. ऑब्जर्वेशन. ऑब्जर्वेशन इज वेरी सिंपल. हु, व्हाट, व्हेन एंड वेयर. ओके, इट्स प्रीटी सिंपल. हु, व्हाट, व्हेन एंड वेयर. इसमें हाउ और वाई नहीं होता है. मतलब सिंपल एग्जांपल, it's starting to rain. Simple. I have a guitar practice until 4, until 4 on Tuesday and Thursday. I dropped my phone in the bathroom yesterday and it isn't turning on. Very, very simple and clean, right? इसमें how, why, interpretation, opinion कुछ नहीं है. Who, what, when and where. क्या हुआ, ओके, कब हुआ और कहाँ हुआ. बस, simple. Okay. So observation is only who, what, when, and where. Now, second, thoughts. Thoughts are basically conclusions which are drawn after observing facts. Okay, this is how or why are. Now, these are expresses, evaluations, beliefs, judgments, theories, interpretations, opinions जो हम लोग सब करते हैं. So basically ये सब thoughts के अंदर basically आता है. So examples लेंगे. Evaluation. So evaluation जैसे what Ross said about you was unfair and rude. Okay. Belief. Telling the truth is the most important part of the relationship. Again, theory. Maybe you wanted to, other people to believe something bad about you, so they wouldn't focus on his mistake. Okay. Interpretation. You only got upset because he cares about what you think of him. opinion. People who don't feel good about themselves do that a lot. तो अगर आप देखोगे थॉट्स के अंदर ये 5-6 इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें होती है: इवैल्यूएशन, बिलीफ्स, थियरी, इंटरप्रिटेशन और ओपिनियन. ओके, डोंट वरी. अभी मैं थोड़ा क्विक इसलिए रन कर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं आपको खाली एक ब्रीफ अप दे रहा हूँ. फिर हम लोग इसका एक्चुअल रियल लाइफ यूसेज में जाएंगे, वेयर यू विल गेट द होल नो हाउ अबाउट इट. ओके, so first we went into observation: who, what, when, where. Second are thoughts. Okay, now third, feelings. सबसे difficult part, right? The most difficult phase to express, because they're complex, they're threatening, they're scary, and they're difficult to articulate. So most of the people are, as I said, they're uncomfortable talking or hearing about emotions. मतलब कितने सारे ऐसे लोग हैं ना, इमोशंस टॉपिक भी आता है तो हिल जाते हैं, मतलब इतना अनकंफर्टेबल हो जाता है द मोमेंट द वर्ड इमोशंस कम इनटू पिक्चर. कुछ कुछ लोग कुछ सर्टेन इमोशन से कंफर्टेबल है, बाकी सब इमोशन से दे नॉट रियली कंफर्टेबल. बट mark the second last statement very carefully. How you feel is a big part of who you are and what makes you unique. So for people to know the real you, they need to know your emotional side. और ये बहुत important और critical. So guys, as I mentioned repeatedly again, feeling सबसे difficult part है communication में. तो OTFN, जिसको ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स और नीड्स, तो ये पूरे फॉर्मेट को हम OTFN बोलते हैं. जस्ट टू मेक इट मोर इजी एंड सिंपल, OTFN: ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स एंड नीड्स. ओके, तो लेट्स सी few examples. Okay, of feelings. I feel like I let you down and it makes me sad. Okay, क्लियर फीलिंग, मतलब ये क्लियर एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ फीलिंग्स के कुछ एग्जांपल्स है. When you didn't show up for the game, I felt disappointed. Rachel moved to Rampur and I felt lonely without her. When I see you after being apart for a while, I feel so incredibly happy. Now, important चीज देखो इसमें, and mark this word very carefully. Okay, ये दिख रहा है. Notice that these expressions are about emotion. They aren't judgments, evaluations or opinions which are disguised in feelings. Okay, ये बहुत important है और ये धीरे धीरे हम समझेंगे. जैसे एग्जाम्पल, I feel that you are careless. ये is it's actually not a feeling. I feel that you are careless. ये feeling नहीं, ये एक judgment है feeling के अंदर disguise किया हुआ. Okay, so ये actually feeling नहीं है. I feel that you are careless. ये feeling नहीं है, ये judgment है आपका, जो feeling के format में disguise हुआ. Okay, so the last part now moving, needs. Needs. Of course, you know what you need, right? So it's like if you really loved me, you would know what I need. Okay. I can't believe you didn't recognize that I needed you to meet after I finished my interview. I wanted you to support me, but now it's obvious that you don't even care. Don't drive a car without wheels, especially in relationship. So, आप देख रहे हो इधर, if you really loved me, you would know what I need. I can't believe you didn't recognize that I needed you to meet me after I finished my interview. हमें क्या लगता है पता है कि हमारे अलग अलग कम्युनिकेशन के फॉर्मेट में लोगों को हमारी नीड समझ जानी चाहिए कि हमें क्या चाहिए, और हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं लोगों से कि हम जो रैंडम कम्युनिकेशन, जो क्लटर्ड कम्युनिकेशन करते हैं, उसके अंदर से हमारी नीड समझ जाए. बट ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है, क्योंकि तुम्हारी एक नीड होती है और तुम्हारा एक्सपेक्टेशन होता है कि सामने वाला वो नीड वही वे और फॉर्मेट में समझे, वेदर इट्स इमोशनल, फिजिकल, जो भी लेवल की नीड है. बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम कभी भी अपनी नीड को क्लियरली एक्सप्रेस नहीं करते, एंड दैट्स वेयर अगेन अ फंडामेंटल चैलेंज लाइज. सो टुडे, एज आई सेड, हम ये 4 इंपॉर्टेंट चीजों को यू नो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंगली कॉम्बिनेशन में समझने वाले हैं. सो कुछ एग्जांपल्स है क्लियर नीड्स के. कैन यू प्लीज गेट हियर बाय 6:30 so we can go to that movie I talked about? I have so much homework to finish. I would rather hang out on Sunday when I'm not feeling stressed. अब देख रहे हो कितना क्लियर नीड डिफाइन है. I really need to talk to you privately. Can you meet me after school? So if you see the statements very slowly, can you please get here by 6:30 so we can go about that movie I talked about soon? I have so much homework to finish. I would rather hang out on Sunday when I'm not feeling stressed. It's so well defined. It's so well clear, articulated, and defined. So overall now, guys, let's understand आज का मीटिंग का सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट नाउ बेसिस एंड फंडा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, जैसे हमने देखा, एक कंप्लीट मैसेज जो होता है वो चार पार्ट में डिवाइड होता है: ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स एंड नीड्स. और जो पार्शियल मैसेज होता है, जो मैक्सिमम हम करते हैं, ऑल ऑफ अस सिटिंग हियर, इट एक्चुअली इज द वन दैट लीव्स समथिंग आउट रिजल्ट्स इन, मतलब वो जो कम्युनिकेशन है, फ्रस्ट्रेशन, कंफ्यूजन, एंगर और मिसट्रस्ट. ये चार आउटकम्स होते हैं: frustration, confusion, anger, and mistrust. Now go back to all the communication which you have done. Okay. आपका मेजर कम्युनिकेशन जो आपके क्लोज वंस के साथ होता है, फैमिली के साथ होता है, लव्ड वन के साथ होता है, गो बैक and see the outcomes of all the communication which you have done till date. Now you will realize in coming few slides कि क्यों हमारा सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज, क्यों ये आउटकम ज्यादा आता है. क्योंकि हम ना एज ह्यूमन, हम हमारे ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग, नीड्स को सब मिक्स और मैच करके कंफ्यूज फॉर्मेट में सामने रखते हैं लोगों के. और उसमें से हम एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि लोग वो चीज समझे जो हम समझाना चाहते हैं. अब ये हमारे कम्युनिकेशन, हमारे रिलेशनशिप का सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है, विच एक्चुअली मोस्ट ऑफ देम डोंट इवन रियलाइज इट. ओके. तो चलो, आई वांट समबडी टू रीड इट. Kazmaira, can you please read this slide?
Hi, sure. I'm audible, right?
You are.
Okay. So, number one, facts without interpretation or stating your feelings is often boring for listeners. Two, strong opinions, beliefs, or judgments without factual observation can cause frustration and anger. Third, expressing emotions like anger or fear without any explanation of thoughts or needs tends to be confusing. And fourth, stating needs by asking support or help without providing facts or sharing emotions can lead to resistance or even anger.
To observe these four statements, they're very, very interesting and critical. Facts without interpreting or stating your feeling is often boring. मतलब मैं खाली fact बताऊं, which is not followed up by any interpretation and what it makes you think and feel. Think about it, right? Strong opinions or belief or judgment without any factual observation. मतलब मैं आपके बारे में कुछ strong opinion बना रहा हूँ without any backing of some real stuff. Again, expressing emotions of anger, fear विदाउट एनी एक्सप्लेनिंग. मतलब अगर आप सोचो, आप फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हो, इरिटेटेड हो, और कुछ तो सामने वाले को पता ही नहीं है क्या हो रहा है, क्यों हो रहा है, टेंड्स टू बी कंफ्यूजिंग, राइट? एंड स्टेटिंग नीड्स बाय आस्किंग सपोर्ट or help without actually providing facts or emotions leads to resistance or even anger. The reason what I've written here is very interesting. ये आप चीजों को देखोगे, क्यों ये चार कंपोनेंट्स इतने क्रिटिकल होते हैं टू वर्क इन सिंक. टू वर्क इन सिंक, ये चारों की बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग नीड कोलैबोरेशन में काम करने की होती है. और अभी आप एग्जैक्टली फ्यू एग्जांपल्स देखोगे कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज हैपनिंग इन आवर कम्युनिकेशन. ओके, सो लेट्स गेट इनटू इट. ओके, चलो लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. अब ये देखो, ये स्टेटमेंट देखो: यू आर सो कोल्ड एंड डिस्टेंट, यू आर ऑलवेज सो कोल्ड एंड डिस्टेंट, राइट? अब ये देखो क्या हो रहा है. दिस इज अ नेगेटिव फीलिंग, अ नीड, and a judgment disguised as an observation. Okay, unpacking this message into a whole expression would yield something like this. अगर इसको हमें ऑनेस्ट फॉर्म में, प्रॉपर फॉर्म में OTFN यूज करना है, तो देखो ये how exactly, and I want you guys to observe and tell me how exactly it just changes the whole scenario. Okay, let's say, so Kazmaira, because you read it, I'm just going to be with you now. You're so cold and distant. Okay, now the moment I say that, you know how, like there are so many thoughts which can come to you, right? There are so many, like if I say that statement, but now when I say this statement, you barely say anything when you do. It's like it's in a flat tone. Okay, you barely say anything when you do. It's in a flat tone. It's like an observation. It makes me think that you don't care and aren't interested in me. That's a thought. I feel lonely and hurt. That's a feeling. I want you to talk to me more. Okay. Now see, when I put this statement in this way, when I when I put this statement, it's like a reaction. Okay, it's like a feeling. As I said, मतलब एक नीड है जो डिस्गाइज हुई है फीलिंग के अंदर, जिसमें सामने वाला रिएक्ट करेगा, वो कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा. बट इफ आई एम पुटिंग इट दिस वे, नाउ 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 कजमा, यू टेल मी, जब मैं ये स्टेटमेंट यूज करता हूँ, यू आर सो कोल्ड एंड डिस्टेंट, versus when I say this thing, what I see that you barely say anything sometimes, and when you say, ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत फ्लैट टोन में बात कर रहे हो. लाइक मुझे लगता है कि फिर कि यार यू रियली डोंट केयर और मेरे में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, लाइक टू टॉक टू मी. फिर दैट मेक्स मी फील थोड़ा हर्ट एंड मे बी लोनली. लाइक इट वुड बी ग्रेट दैट इफ यू कैन टॉक टू मी मोर. नाउ व्हेन आई से दिस versus just the first statement, what is the difference you understand and feel? Like ऐसा तो नहीं है कि मैंने exactly क्या feel कर रहा हूँ नहीं बताया. I exactly, in fact, more clearly said what I actually, wanted to say. How did it make you feel is very important. Versus the
Mm.
first statement, when I just say, you know what, you're cold and distant. Versus when I said the second, what difference you see here?
I think because the first statement is actually quite negative, me personally, I would get very defensive and I would react immediately. I'd either get angry, or how could you think that? Maybe I'm going through something, and if somebody makes such an observation, that would hurt me. But if you tell me how you feel by, stating the second part, I I would understand the other person, but more than that, I would also feel understood.
Okay, okay,
Yeah. And it's also I would be perceptive and would actually try to understand what you're trying to say.
it's more clear, right? It's more clear. It,
It's more
it
clear.
doesn't leave,
Yeah.
it doesn't leave you to overthink about anything else, because it's just
Yeah.
out there, whatever the person feels.
Hmm.
Now, see, this is very interesting, guys.
I don't need to
हमारे
read between
community.
the lines.
Exactly. You don't need to read between the lines.
Yeah.
हमारे कम्युनिकेशन में सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है कि हम लोगों को ना बहुत सारे गैप्स और मौके देते हैं सोचने के लिए और गैप्स फिल इन करने के लिए. अब वो गैप्स अगर वो फिल इन करने लग गए, तो दे विल फिल इन एज पर देयर थिंकिंग, फीलिंग, एंड देयर इमेजिनेशन एंड इंटरप्रिटेशन आउट ऑफ इट. नाउ इफ यू गिव देम दिस काइंड ऑफ गैप and then you expect them to understand the way you would love to understand, think about the outcomes, guys. Okay, so this is exactly how OTFN works. Now see how amazingly when I put it. अब इसमें ये भी देख. Uh, अगर मैं now take an example. If I start this way, now OTFN का format क्यों बनाया है वो आपको समझ में आएगा. Let's say Kazmaira, if I tell you the same thing, but if I start with uh, I need you to talk to me more, yaar. I feel lonely and hurt. If I start with that, then you barely say anything, और जब तू बोलती है तब ऐसा फ्लैट टोन में बात करती है, और फिर मेरे को लगता है तेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. You see the change. Just if I change the format also, how it changes the way you think and feel now. So OTM format was created very smartly as per how human understand and human function. So when you do anything in this OTFN format, so it's like a blueprint, okay? And if you learn using it, believe me, whether it's your work life, whether it's your personal, professional, it works miracles if you start practicing. So आप खुद ही एग्जांपल देखो. अगर मैं आपको पहले ये बोलता, अरे तो यार मेरे से बात, यू आई वांट यू टू टॉक टू मी मोर यार, आई फील दिस दैट, एंड देन आई से दिस थिंग. सी how your interpretation about it also changes. Yeah. Okay. Chalo, let's move to next example. So, um, chalo, let's say, um, here's an idea. maybe you can do your own homework. Okay, here's an idea. Maybe you can do your own homework. Now see, interesting. This message has feelings of anger and irritation. A statement expressed as thought. मतलब ये, here's an idea. तू अपना होमवर्क खुद कर सकता है। अब इसमें सामने वाला मेरे अंदर का इरिटेशन और गुस्सा देख रहा है। आर यू सीइंग इट? सो लेट्स सी अ कंप्लीट वर्जन ऑफ इट नाउ। ओके, अब इसका एक प्रॉपर वर्जन देखते हैं। 2 or 3 times a week you ask to copy my math homework. You're capable of doing it yourself, but I guess it's easy for you to copy mine. I feel like you're using me. I want you to stop asking to copy my homework and take responsibility for doing it yourself. Now, see, I'm not being nice here, or actually expressing what I think and feel. But very interestingly, अगर आप देख रहे हो मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ इधर, मैं इसको क्या फॉर्मेट में भेज रहा हूँ वो देखो। मैं कितना क्लियरली अपने जो भी ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट, फीलिंग, नीड्स है उसको कितना क्लियरली डिफाइन कर रहा हूँ। और मैं झूठ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ खुश करने के लिए, या मैं डिफेंसिव नहीं हो रहा हूँ। मैं जो सोच रहा हूँ मैं एग्जैक्टली वही बता रहा हूँ। So I'm not doing anything to please you, जबरदस्ती, but I am actually stating in these things. So for example, let's say, you know, let's say, Purav, you come to me. So Purav tells me, and I tell Purav, Purav, तू खुद का होमवर्क खुद कर सकता है। ओके, अब मैं ये बोलूंगा, यू नो तो हाउ विल यू फील वर्सेस मैं तुझे देख Purav, दो से 2-3 बार तूने यार, तू मुझे पूछता है, मेरे को लगता है तू खुद का कर सकता है, बट ऑफ कोर्स मेरा कॉपी करना इजी है यार। फिर मेरे को ना अच्छा नहीं लगा, मेरे को लग रहा है तू यूज कर रहा है मुझे। लाइक व्हाट आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट इज दैट यू स्टॉप आस्किंग और तू खुद का होमवर्क प्लीज खुद कर ले। अब मैं वही बता रहा हूँ जो मैं एग्जैक्टली सोच रहा हूँ, बट मैं तेरे को ओटीएफएन फॉर्मेट में बता रहा हूँ। वर्सेस मैं तुझे इतना बोलो, एक व्हाट, तू खुद का कर सकता है, समझा ना? You see the difference. You see the difference in how I said the first statement and how I said the second. Now, ऐसा नहीं है कि second version is like making you. It's not a pleasing version. It's an honest version. Okay, but the first version is like कंफ्यूजिंग है, और बहुत सारे ओपिनियंस और जजमेंट तेरे दिमाग में आना शुरू हो गए, जबकि सेकंड में मैं बहुत क्लियर कर रहा हूँ कि मैं क्या सोच रहा हूँ तेरे बारे में। तो तेरे को मैं मौका नहीं दे रहा हूँ ओवर थिंक करने का। ओके, नाउ पेरेंट्स, दिस इज फॉर यू। बच्चे बोलते ना, मैं बच्चा नहीं हूँ अभी, आई एम नॉट अ चाइल्ड एनी मोर। ओके, नाउ अगेन वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। सो व्हेन अ चाइल्ड सेज आई एम नॉट अ चाइल्ड, हाउ अबाउट दिस? ओके, आई एम ऑलमोस्ट 18 and that's old enough for me to stay until midnight once in a while. I'll feel embarrassed and resentful if I have to leave in the middle of the night out plan. I want to stay out until midnight this time. देखो क्या हो रहा है इसमें। नाउ इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप बोलोगे तो मान लेंगे। लाइक डोंट थिंक दैट, ओके, व्हेन यू पुट इट दिस वे तो पेरेंट हाँ अग्री कर देने वाला है, ठीक है जाओ। देयर आर मल्टीपल रीजंस why they will not say yes to that plan, but the point is that when you put your statements more clearly, if not now, with time, they understand exactly what you're thinking and feeling more clearly. And जैसे for example, जब आप ये बोलते हो कि what, I'm 18 and I think I'm old enough to just take blah blah stuff, and then once like if I have to leave in the middle of the night, I feel very embarrassed by that. So once in a while, I think it's fine if you allow me to stay out there. अब जब तुम ये स्पेस और टोन में बोलते हो ना, इंटरेस्टिंगली क्या होता है पता है? आप शांति से सोचोगे तो वो जो एक्सट्रीम रेजिस्टेंस होता है ना, वो थोड़ा मेलो डाउन हो जाएगा। सी, this is the change. They may or may not allow for, as I said, all the obvious reasons or multiple reasons which is going in their head. But what you're doing here is that I'm not a child anymore, okay? So snap out, niklo. Versus when you put your feelings very clearly and dominantly. So guys, if you think using this blueprint, ये कोई मैजिक है कि ये बोल दिया और आपका काम हो गया, नहीं। कम्युनिकेशन एक कंपाउंडिंग एक्शन है। बट ये फ्रेमवर्क आपको क्या एडवांटेज दे रहा है कि आपको आपके बहुत डिफिकल्ट फीलिंग्स और डिफिकल्ट इमोशंस जो है ना, उसको एक बहुत ब्यूटीफुल स्ट्रक्चर दे रहा है। सो दिमाग में अगर आप OTFN रखोगे ना, ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स और नीड्स, इट जस्ट मेक्स योर कम्युनिकेशन अ लॉट इजियर एंड सिंपलर। एंड इससे क्या हो रहा है कि सामने वाले के मन में ना, द बेस्ट पार्ट, आप एम्बिग्यूटी और डाउट नहीं सोच रहे हो, आप क्या सोच रहे हो, व्हाट्स इज, और क्या फील कर रहे हो, और आपकी नीड क्या है, बहुत क्लियर डिफाइन हो रही है। और अगर जब क्लियर डिफाइन होना शुरू हो जाएगा, तो धीरे धीरे थिंग्स स्टार्ट टर्निंग इन फेवर ऑफ यू। ओके, टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स। जैसे, let's say one fine day you're talking to your boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you're talking, and वो बोल रहे हैं, forget it यार, you don't understand me, just forget it. Now see, where does it go, right? Like क्या होगा इससे? Like it just keeps you in such a random space. Versus if you say, you know what, like, you know first, uh, today this happened, and this, because of this, these were the thoughts which came to me, which made me feel this, and it would have been great that if you would have called me this way. अब तुम देखो सामने वाला कितना क्लियर हो गया, इनफैक्ट उसको समझ में आ गया कि नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम व्हाट एग्जैक्टली ही हैज टू डू। वर्सेस in your clutter, if you expect the you just react and expect the opposite person to understand. सोचो आपके साथ कोई ये करेगा, तो let's say I'm talking to you, like what, forget it man, तू छोड़ दे, जाने दे, दिमाग मत खराब कर, तू छोड़, तेरे से नहीं होएगा। It just leaves that opposite person in such a different random platform, right? एंड एज ह्यूमंस ना, हमारा यही प्रॉब्लम है कि हम रिएक्टिव और यू नो लाइक हम इतने इमीडिएट रिएक्टिव हो जाते हैं, हम भूल जाते हैं, और वो रिएक्शन में हम एक्सपेक्ट भी करते हैं कि सामने वाला हमको समझ जाए। और भूल से भी अगर कोई समझ गया, तो हम लोग समझते हैं वो कितना जानता है मुझे या कितना प्यार करता है मुझे। बॉस, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। तुम्हारे दिमाग में ना हजारों थॉट, फीलिंग्स, इमोशंस चलते हैं, और किसी को नहीं पता हो। Let's make it very simple and clear. Nobody understands, and nobody's here to understand your thinking and feeling every time. Nobody. And nobody can, and nobody should, including your mom and dad. Nobody should. So let's make it, as I said, crystal clear. It's your job and duty to learn and express your thoughts, feelings, needs clearly to the people. And the more honest, clearly you put it out there, I can tell you your life will change. It's not about they agreeing with you, but when they are clear of what you think and feel, आपके लाइफ के स्टेप्स बदलना शुरू हो जाते हैं, आपके डिसीजंस चेंज होना शुरू हो जाते हैं। आप अपनी एक्चुअल लाइफ में अंदर जाओ, आपको समझ में आएगा कि जब ऑपोजिट पर्सन को क्लियरली समझ गया कि आप क्या सोच रहे हो, फील कर रहे हो, actually they have changed so many things about their own decision about you. And that's exactly what this OTFN format does, guys. So let's take another example, after which we'll be moving to real life example. Now, you know what I don't care. I don't give a shit. Okay, statement, right? I don't care, I don't give a shit. Now, ये स्टेटमेंट का कितना सारा मतलब है, सोचो। क्या टोन में आप बोल रहे हो, उससे कितना सारा फर्क पड़ता है। अगर आप एकदम यू नो एकदम ऐसा लाउड और यू नो वियर्ड स्केटिंग टोन में बोल रहे हो, इसका मतलब हो सकता है आई हेट यू। अगर आप एकदम मोनोटोन, अरे यार, व्हाट, आई डोंट केयर नाउ, लीव मी अलोन, इज व्हाट यू मीन। ओके, so there are so many interpretations when you say this, only this statement, what, I don't care. But this is where you know, we need to exactly start being more aware and conscious. So guys, before moving to the next part of the whole thing, first of all, just I want you guys to just raise your hand. Not that you have understood how to use it, but how many of you just got the whole structure of OTFM, observation, thoughts, feelings, needs, एंड आपने आपको एटलीस्ट फ्रेमवर्क समझ में आया कि अगर ऑब्जर्वेशन, थॉट्स, फीलिंग्स, नीड्स अगर मैं ये फॉर्मेट में अपने आप को एक्सप्रेस करता हूँ, तो आप वो सेंस ऑफ डिफरेंस खाली समझ पा रहे हो वर्सेस अभी आप जैसे रिएक्शन और रिस्पॉन्स दे रहे हो वर्सेस आप वो फ्रेमवर्क यूज कर रहे हो. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डिफरेंस हियर? जस्ट गिव मी थम्स अप और रेज योर हैंड और व्हाटएवर इफ यू जस्ट अंडरस्टूड इट. See, practicing and getting into real life action is a whole different ballgame. That is something we're going to talk about it later. But I just, in this first framework, I just wanted you to understand it. The whole, just basic framework. Okay. Observation, thoughts, feelings, needs. Come on. Other people? Okay. So, I see some people who haven't raised their hands. Now, यू गैस कैन जस्ट, अब जिसको जिसको फर्स्ट डाउट्स और क्वेश्चंस है प्लीज वो मुझे बताइए. यू नो, फर्स्ट यू कैन रेज योर हैंड एंड आस्क मी और यू कैन टाइप इट आउट इन द चैट विंडो आल्सो. यस उषा.
Hi.
No, sir, I don't have any question.
No, I think Usha has a question. Yeah, go ahead.
So when we say
No, sir, I
OTF,
didn't have any question.
No, no, not Rucha. Usha. Yeah, go ahead, Chandra.
Oh, so sorry.
okay. So when you say OTFN, I mean, I understand as you mentioned that implementing it is a different thing, but is it really, I mean, is it really practical?
Let's let
Like,
see, this is a question, which I expect, which I expect. I mean, this was a feedback which I expect from every time I take this session. Why? Because we are so trained to react that हमें लगता है कि ये बहुत मेहनत है या ये प्रैक्टिकल नहीं है. मतलब in that particular space or moment कैसे हो सकता है? Why do we say this, Ucha? Is because we are so trained to react and respond. Okay, but think about it. Think about it. Everything, like everything what you have learned till date is only a matter of practice, right? जब तक आपके मसल
okay.
मेमोरी में वो फिट नहीं होगा तब तक आपको अनरियलिस्टिक ही लगेगा वो बात है. तो इसलिए आज मैं आपको एक, my job right now in this short time is to only give you a glimpse of what possibility it is, what possibility, like because communication has been a challenge. मतलब you have no idea that because of people unable to express their difficult feelings or emotions, कितने ऐसे लोग हो गए जो शट डाउन हो गए हैं, उनका जूम दे हैव गॉन इनटू अ डिफरेंट स्पेस, उनके डिसीजंस बदल चुके हैं. मतलब बहुत बड़े सिग्निफिकेंट इम्पैक्ट्स हुए लाइफ में, बहुत बड़े. सो ऑफ कोर्स ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है जिसको मैं ये एक सेशन और सेमिनार में सॉल्व नहीं कर रहा हूँ, बट मैं एक अटेंशन लेके आ रहा हूँ कि देयर इज अ ब्यूटीफुल फ्रेमवर्क that if we can start practicing and utilizing it in matter of few months, you will get there, because this format has to fit in your muscle memory. So for example, me, when I go through stuff and when I go through challenging situation, अभी मैंने naturally देखा है कि ये और इट्स सिमिलर फॉर्मेट में मेरा मैसेज बनता है. मतलब मुझे मेहनत नहीं करना पड़ता है. Like I think there may be people also जिनके रियल लाइफ सिनेरियोज में हमने वो यूज किया है. सो people whom I've worked with, so there have been cases where they have to talk to, they want to express something to their close ones, boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, parent, and we have discussed and we have drafted a message to send to them which is in this format, and they have seen that how different the whole response is. So this is only and only a matter of practice. So today, as I said, you will feel unrealistic, and that's pretty obvious. Why? Because you're naturally trained to react.
Correct. Got the point.
Okay. So
Thank you.
this, until and unless it doesn't fit in your muscle memory, execution won't
Will
come
be
out.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So guys, now any other people who have questions first? Because उसके बाद मैं case study लेने वाला हूँ. Case study in the sense you guys are going to give me an example of a situation, and I am going to draft a message for you. Like this is how I would have said, and you can see the difference. Like you can bring your real life scenario. So if there are parents, you can just come out with something you and your child had a discussion, and you know how differently the whole thing we could have done. So you can get yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Hello.
So we can
बताओ.
have a discussion as a such. But my
Okay.
question to you is, according to me, if I feel okay, I have done OTFN.
Hmm.
Huh? I feel I have. But the सामने वाला say, so you're talking so much and you're so confused. Why so much? Just give me in short
Okay.
what you need.
Okay. Now, which
And
means
but end of it, it is still making me frustrated, and I end it with तू रहने दे यार तेरे को नहीं समझ आएगा. Then what?
so first of all, you think that you have done in OTFN when it needs to be checked whether the format was right or wrong. Why? Because as I said, अगर तुम आगे पीछे करते हो ना, तो भी आदमी कंफ्यूज पेस नहीं होता. इसमें दूसरी भी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें हैं. ओके, विच एक्चुअली कम्स देयर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे आपने बताया कि यू आर एक्सप्लेनिंग और सामने वालों ने इतना इतना सब मत बताओ या तुमको जो चाहिए वो सीधा सीधा शॉर्ट में बता दो. राइट. Now, what does this mean? This means, okay, this means that the opposite person right now is not in the state of mind to process what you're trying to say. Okay. Now, that's another part of the conversation, of course. So, इधर हम something what we call as check बोलते हैं. Check का मतलब ये होता है, I want to share something, but are you in a space to take in? So, it's a check first. Okay. Now, let's say the person says yes. हाँ बताओ. Then you say that, okay, but whatever I'm going to say, it's not like a statement, just a small statement. It's something which I want to say thoda elaboratively so that you understand better. So is it a yes from your side? And then when he says yes, he or she says yes, उसके बाद बोलो. इससे क्या होता है, आपका एफर्ट बच जाता है. ओके. आपका फ्रस्ट्रेशन कम हो जाता है और सामने वाले को आप पहले वो लेके आते हो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में सुनने के लिए. ओके. सो
Okay.
here, so you see as I said, so when मैं जब communication, when I work one-on-one with people, there's a whole depth to what I go ahead with in terms of real life scenarios. So as I said, OTFN is just a format and a structure which I'm explaining you right now. There are a lot of pre's and post which is we have to do here. बट ये एक जस्ट एक जनरल फ्रेमवर्क है जो मैं आपको खाली इसका इंपॉर्टेंस समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. Okay. Lisa, you had a question or you had a scenario.
You know, I have the question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so my question is like somewhat similar. Like, what if like listeners has a zero patience level, and like
Uh,
do they
I think that's the same question which they asked, and that's where we do a pre-check. Okay, pre-check before talking and sharing. So let's say for example, you know that the opposite person, you know the nature of the person, right? कि वो बंदा restless है या जो भी है, or he or she is coming with a prejudice or a certain frame of mind or state of mind. Now जब भी आपको ये दिख जाता है, सबसे पहले it's very simple. Now think about you are that person, okay? You are that restless person who's not ready to listen. Now this is something which I say. Hey Lisa, you know what? I need to share something, but I need to first check whether you are in state of mind to really listen. Now the reason I'm asking you is that I am going to maybe take 5 minutes of you, but only if you're okay listening and responding to that is when I would love to talk to you. So please let me know, are you in that state of mind? Now what are you doing? Now see the whole interesting tricky part here. आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप वो बंदे को पहले लेके आ रहे हो वो स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में, और अगर वो बोल रहा है मैं नहीं हूँ, तो आपको बस इतना बोलना है कि प्लीज लेट मी नो व्हेन यू आर रेडी, एंड देन आई वुड से. तो आपका भी एफर्ट बच गया. आपका अननेसेसरी एफर्ट जो इतना सब आप आपको जो बोल रहा है समझना है, आपको पता है कि सामने वाला फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड में नहीं सुनने के, तो आप भी नहीं बोलोगे. और आप जब ये चेक ले लोगे कि वो और या आप उसको लेके आओगे, तो वो उसकी सुनने की प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी. So here, as I said, communication is a very tricky and very smart space. और जो बंदा ये सीख जाता है ना, उसका काम उसका बहुत ज्यादा इजी हो जाता है लाइफ में, बहुत ही ज्यादा. I did you get the point, Lisa here?
Yeah, I got.
Yeah. Any other queries and doubts, people? If not, then I would want you guys to come up with case studies now. Case studies in the sense real life examples, जिसमें हम OTFN use करेंगे, and you will see the difference. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
यूज करेंगे नहीं. आई हैव अ रिवर्स सिनेरियो, सर.
बताइए.
So now the checkpoint that you said, okay, I have had this so many times with my husband saying,
Okay.
Suno, I have to tell you this, are you in the state of mind? And he'll say, Nahi hu, I'm not in the state of mind, don't talk to me. And I
Okay.
would go away, and then he would come back, ye kya suspense create kiya tune abhi bol. But I know he is not in that state of mind. But still, if I narrate to him, it ends up to a conflict.
चलो.
Because
Let's
I
say
have started the conversation and he or samne wala will feel you have given me the start and now I'm in suspense. So you tell me what
Okay.
it is, but the understanding is not there.
चलो. Now this calls for a lot of other aspects of communication to come into picture. Okay, but because you have raised this question, it's a good example. Let's take it. Okay. Now, first you put it out there. Listen, I mean, अभी देखो इसमें now I have to mix it with tonality. Okay, body language, सब mix हो रहा है. Okay. So अब the point is that you have come up with a situation which calls for me to integrate everything together. आपने वो situation लाई है. Okay. So for example, like आपने जब बोला, अरे सुनो ये मुझे आपसे कुछ बोलना है यार, आप स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में हो क्या? You see the difference. Okay. If you are able to see this difference now, so exactly अब सामने वाला क्या होगा? Okay. Okay, guys. So थोड़ा topic से off beat जा रहा है because of this example. But it's a good example to take. No, it's fine, it's fine. It's a good example because I think all of us we experience these kind of things on daily basis. So the first and the foremost thing, as I said, when I train people for communication on personal space, हम ना सबसे पहला चेक जो होता है ना, तुम्हारी खुद की कम्युनिकेशन स्टाइल पे करते हैं कि तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम सही बोल रहे हो, तुम्हें लगता है कि तुम राइट बोल रहे हो, बट तुम वर्ड्स का जो रोल है ना, वो 7 to 10% से ज्यादा नहीं होता. आपका टोनालिटी, आपका बॉडी लैंग्वेज, आपका एक्सप्रेशन, आदमी ना पहले ये सब चीज जल्दी पिकअप करता है. आप स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में हो क्या सुनने के, मुझे कुछ बताना है आपको. You see how different it is. Okay. Now see the other way. Hey, how you doing? Acha, listen. I want to share something. थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स, मतलब मे बी थोड़ा डीप मतलब फीलिंग्स है कुछ मुझे जो मैं अनकंफर्टेबली प्रोबेबली, या आई एम नॉट रियली श्योर कैसे बोलना है, बट if you are in a good state of mind, I would really love to express that. और ऐसा कंपल्शन नहीं है कि you have to listen to it अभी का अभी, but whenever you are in a better state of mind, that would be best for me to express. अब मेरे टोनालिटी में देखो एक मेलो स्पेस है. अब मेरे टोनालिटी में एक कामनेस है, मेरे टोनालिटी में एक हिट नहीं है. देयर इज नो अटैक इन द वे आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. और अगर मेरे में अटैक नहीं है तो सामने वाला भी थोड़ा मेलो डाउन होके सुनने की कोशिश या प्रोबेबिलिटी बढ़ जाएगी. ओके. नाउ लेट्स से वो बताता है नहीं, तो यू आर लाइक ओके फेयर, इट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ इम्पोर्टेंट टू मी, बट लेट्स से ठीक है, आप जब भी राइट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में रहोगे प्लीज मुझे बताइएगा. अब वो चले गए, लेट्स से बिकॉज ही मस्ट बी नॉट इन द स्टेट ऑफ, फिर वो आके सेम स्टेटमेंट यूज करेंगे. अब तूने यार, अब तू सस्पेंस क्रिएट किया है, अब पता क्या है जो भी है, ऐसा मत कर. इनफैक्ट तो आप नाउ सी द रिस्पॉन्स. ऑफ कोर्स आई वांटेड टू शेयर यार, मुझे तो बताना ही है, बट क्या है ना कि दो सिनेरियो हो गया. अगर मैं ऐसे ही बता दूंगी तो इट वुड बी जस्ट लाइक के मैंने बता दिया, एक्सप्रेस कर दिया, एंड इट वुड नॉट बी द राइट वे टू पुट आउट देयर. और मे बी आप क्या समझोगे, मैं क्या समझूंगी, बट अगर आप राइट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में समझोगे तो इट वुड बी फन एंड इट वुड बी मेक इट मोर मीनिंगफुल. तो आप मुझे बताइए कि इफ यू आर इन अ बेटर स्टेट ऑफ माइंड देन विल टॉक, ऐसा कुछ ठीक है, अदरवाइज आई कैन वेट, नो प्रॉब्लम. You know what you're doing indirectly by putting these tricks is that you're actually slowly and steadily getting that person to, you know, in the state of mind you want them to. Okay, are you realizing now? This is the power of communication. This is how, you know, just framing up yourself can actually get your stuff done so easily.
So is this not manipulation?
How can it be manipulation? You are just, in fact, getting the person into the space of listening to you, because वो बंदा जब बाहर से आ रहा है उसके दिमाग में प्री कंसीव नोशन है, उसके दिमाग में ऑफिस का कुछ तो चल रहा है, उसके दिमाग में कुछ तो चल रहा है, एंड द ओनली थिंग यू आर डूइंग इज बाय यूजिंग द राइट वर्ड्स एंड राइट वे यू आर गेटिंग इनटू द स्टेट ऑफ माइंड फॉर हिम टू लिसन टू व्हाट यू वांट टू से.
Right. Right.
सी, हम देख रहे हैं हमने कैसे कंक्लूजन लेके आ गया, ये इसको मैनिपुलेशन कैसे बोल सकते हैं हम? आप खाली उनको राइट स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में लेके आ रहे हो अपनी बात सुनने के लिए, ताकि वो एब्जॉर्ब कर सके आप जो बोलना चाह रहे हो, राइट? सो गाइस, अगेन आई ऑलवेज गेट दिस के इसको मैनिपुलेशन बोलते हैं. नहीं, इसको मैनिपुलेशन नहीं बोलते. How is this manipulation? So which means by this theory, react करना, respond करना, झगड़ा करना natural है, और अच्छे से you know consider बात करना manipulation है. This is the definition we are living by, guys. Wow, right? See the fundamentals here. Like see the fundamentals with how we are even living. So इंटरेस्टिंगली अपने अपने सब मैसेजेस में भी देखा रहेगा, जो एग्जाम्पल्स थे उसमें मैंने कभी ये नहीं किया कि मैंने गुड फीलिंग करवाया या उसको अच्छा अच्छा बोला, ऐसा कुछ नहीं किया है. मैंने अपना एक्सप्रेस किया है कि भाई तू तेरा होमवर्क खुद से कर सकता है. मैंने कुछ अच्छा नहीं बोला, बट मैंने उसको राइट वे और फॉर्मेट में बोला. ओके ओके, so now I would love to come up with case studies. Come on, I want, okay, two case studies before we get off the call. How do you get someone to take you seriously so they listen to what you are about to say? Okay, how many of you face this challenge? It's an interesting question. How do you get someone to take you seriously so they listen to you what they want to say? How many of you face this challenge or face this challenge quite frequently? So there's a question Sarabjit has raised in the chat window. You can just raise your hand, guys, if anyone of you feels that challenge. Okay, so that they can take you seriously. Okay. Anyone else? Come on, guys. Okay. Now, I would put the other way around. Why would people not take you seriously? Okay, chalo, let's take an example. I have been working with all of you together, right? All of you, whether you are working with Holistry or whether you have been with, working with me. Have you taken me seriously when I talk to you? Have you taken me seriously? Have I told you to take me seriously? But why do you take me seriously? Because you have paid me? No, not really. Why do you take me seriously? What answer do you guys have? Yeah, Radhika, what do you say? Why do you take me seriously? What?
The
What?
way you communicate the message.
The way I communicate the message. Okay, that's one part of it. What else? What else? Why do you think you take me seriously?
You say things for a betterment.
Okay, so you're focusing on the intention. You because of my intention, which is more clearer to you. So मेरा जो
Yes.
intention है वो clear है आपके दिमाग में. Okay, what else? Man, I will get to your points. I've read it, man. I will get to you. What else? What else do you think के क्यों सुनते हैं लोग? Okay. Chalo.
With our kids, basically with the kids, and with those kids, those who are very well informed, because you come to our level and speak in this easy language, but these kids don't understand our way of thinking. Maybe
Okay. I'm gonna make it very simple for you guys. Okay. Now, when does somebody listen to you? Now, this is a very brilliant question. Okay. Okay. Brilliant question. Now, and
Um,
somebody has to say something.
I think when you listen to them in a way, when the other person feels hurt, maybe then they feel that you know what you're talking about.
Okay, Parth. Chalo. Now, I'm gonna give you very simple and very pointed answer to this. Okay. People listen to you in these few important spaces and scenarios. First and foremost, intention. Okay. What's your intention? If your intention is defined and it's clear in the opposite person's head, it makes it easy for the opposite person to put the right state framework in about you in the other person's head. Okay. Second, as Parth and I think few other people also mentioned, you have spent time in understanding them. Okay. Now, when I say understanding, of course, you're talking about listening and all those different things. That's the second important thing. And third, and very importantly, you are not lecturing them. Okay. You're not lecturing them or throwing your opinions or all the things what you say and speak eventually leads them to reflecting in their own space and self, which is where the trick part about communication comes into picture, which is a skill which you need to build. अगर अगर आपने देखा रहेगा, of all the people who talk to me, you must have seen that I say less but make you question more. I make you think more and say less when one on one we work together. So I am telling you everything what I do here in the work. Why this makes more sense? Because if I keep telling you, your listening anyway sucks. So you're not listening to me. But if I make you think, if I make you question, in your head it shows my intention to you more clearly rather than me talking to you also. So guys, if you want people to listen to you, first the intention has to be clear. Okay, very clear. So even if you're a parent, एक पेरेंट का पता है हर टाइम एक डायलॉग होता है, अब आपके भले के लिए बोलते हैं, वो आपके अच्छे के लिए बोलते हैं. Bullshit, man. I don't agree with parents on that thing. You don't talk to your children just because you want good for them. You want to share because of what you think and feel आपको वेंट आउट करना है, और उसको आप खाली नाम दे देते हो केयर का और उनकी अच्छाई के लिए. वो अच्छाई डीप डाउन इनसाइड होता है, वो अलग बात है, बट आप जब बोल रहे हो तभी वो अच्छाई रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं होती है. So let's be very clear. So you know what happens? आप उनको बोल रहे हो, आपके अच्छाई के लिए बोल रहे हो, बट आपके वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन में वो अच्छा रिफ्लेक्ट ही नहीं होता है, and that's where the problem starts. So your intention is cluttered in the mind of your child. Your intention is not clear, and that's why they don't listen to you. So first and foremost, intention very clear, understanding and listening very critical, and third, you have to learn to express what you think and feel in very minimal talks and statements, and more than telling, it has to be in questioning format. Now, the day you learn that, you come and tell me whether that person is listening to you or not. Okay? So, if we clearly mention the intention to build better relation with you and yet they don't listen to me, see, then there is, so it depends on the depth of the problem. If there is too much pain in the relationship which has already been built, then there's a lot of clearance which needs to be done first. Okay, so that goes for the clearance process, which is the emotional clearance process which you have to go by, after which वो next step format होगा. मतलब ये डिपेंड करता है, एज अ सेट कम्युनिकेशन जितना सिंपली मैं बता रहा हूँ उतना होता नहीं, ये केस टू केस, पर्सन टू पर्सन बहुत इन डेप्थ डिफाइन होता है. तो इसमें अगर वो सुनने के पोजीशन में है ही नहीं, विच मीन्स आपके बहुत ज्यादा इमोशनल डिस्टेंस है आप दोनों के बीच में, और पहले वो डिस्टेंस को गैप गैप आउट करना है, फिर जाके हम नई स्पेस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. और उसके लिए एक अलग कम्युनिकेशन की जरूरत होती है, विच वी हैव टू टॉक. ओके, वाओ, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. सो गाइस, OTFN, right? Very, very simple, but very effective. I am sure that आज के दिन में आपको कुछ नहीं समझा रहेगा उसका यूजेबिलिटी, एंड आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट यू टू अंडरस्टैंड यूजेबिलिटी इन रियल लाइफ ऑल्सो. I wanted to take one experience. So guys, if anybody has one recent event, real life incident event, if you can please share, तो मैं उसको real life example में OTFN format में करूँ, that would be really great. Anyone, just please pop out and just say a real life incident in your life, तो मैं at least वो real life example बता पाऊँ. Anyone? Anyone? Come on, guys. Okay, Usha, go ahead.
Yeah, so it happened just day before yesterday only.
Okay.
My son had to, he just passed out his 10th. So he had to go back to school to collect his assignment,
Hmm.
which is of no use to him as of in any way. But then his teacher asked him to collect it from the school. And meanwhile, he had a plan to meet his friend from the same school. They were coming to pick up their assignments. So he told me that I am going and I have to pick up my assignment as well. I have to meet my friend also. And post that, I'll go to my friend's house. His mother has asked me to come. I said, okay, fine. Till then, it was fine. But what happened and after that, when I met him after 3 hours, he said I couldn't find my assignment. I said you should have checked it before with the concerned person. And my intention was to tell him that, see, you wasted the entire time. You had the other way to study and do things, but you wasted the entire thing in this only. And I just somewhere my tonality was very bad with him. He misunderstood the entire thing, and he was like, he burst into tears that I met my friend. I felt so good after such a long time. I met my friend, and I was feeling so good. Can't, and like, don't I even deserve this? If I have passed out, don't I even deserve this? Catching up my friend. And it just reflected on me. Yeah, I could have been a little more gentler with him, or maybe I could have been a little more sensible while conveying my thought. So here I get the importance of OTFM actually.
Think about how would you have framed up the same thing in this format. Like, just keep experimenting, and what I would request is that you can just text me using like divide it. Like, it may take some time and effort for the first few times. Like, say the same thing you wanted to say, you can share it in observation, thoughts, feelings, and needs. And then
Correct.
अब मतलब आप खुद ही रिफ्लेक्ट करो कि अगर मैं ये फॉर्मेट में उसको बताती हूँ, सेम थिंग जो आपको बताना है, हाउ डिफरेंटली, कीप द फीलिंग सेम, कीप द इमोशन सेम, कीप द
Correct.
इंटेंसिटी सेम. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू ब्लूप्रिंट कि वो फॉर्मेट में बताने से कितना डिफरेंट हो जाता है सिचुएशन,
Correct.
राइट?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, what I would request is that if anyone is interested, okay, आप अपने कुछ examples मुझे WhatsApp कर सकते हो, okay, and if you need how exactly I can help you with, I will give you OTFN में एक दो चीज करके मैं बताऊंगा कैसे होता है, क्या होता है, and that's something which can help you, okay. Then have a check of how it works. Now, this is for the first time I am starting something very interesting. Okay, till date I have never started this. With very few people and close ones जो मुझे जानते हैं उनके साथ मैंने किया है. I am starting personally. If anyone is really interested in completely revamping the communication style, okay, which means that personal level पे किसी को अगर communication उनके life के in and around सीखना है with respect to every damn parameter, whether it's family, children, relationship, everything, उनके साथ I am going to personalize their whole communication space with them. First, right from understanding their communication style to working on real life scenarios and cases in order to, you know, function, in order to help them function really, really amazingly in that. So, agar, if anyone's interested, um, I'm not going to take a lot of people honestly because मेरा bandwidth नहीं है. मैं हार्डली दो तीन लोगों के साथ ही काम करूंगा अभी के लिए because I have some other stuff also. But I've got a lot of requests directly, indirectly, or I've been avoiding to take personal clients more on this front. But if there is anyone who's really interested in getting into depth, मतलब मुझे ना serious लोग चाहिए to be very honest, who are really who understand the value of communication and they're really looking to revamp their communication style and they understand the power. They understand the power कि, you know, if I learn this thing, how different my life would have been or different my life will be. So people, because I have limited time, so I really want to only function and work with people जो genuinely deeply interested है. ओके एंड उनके साथ मैं बहुत पर्सनलाइज फॉर 90 days काम करने वाले फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 months. आई विल वर्क विद देम ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस टू रियली अंडरस्टैंड एंड कंप्लीटली revamp their communication style. Okay, so this is something, if anyone's interested, you can get in touch with me. Personally, I will talk to you first. I will have a check, of course. We'll have a discussion, and then if it's like, if honestly, if I feel that okay, it's workable and it's something which is meaningful for both of us, then we'll take it out from there. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fair month. We'll talk about it. So for listening, coming week, I think not coming week. उसके बाद वाले week में we're going to have one more round of communication where I'm going to brief you about the next important topic. And yeah, फिर उसके बाद, as I said, we are planning because I've gotten a lot of requests कि communication को लेके they want to work more in depth, they want to go more personalized. I will work on some model where I can work in groups, but अभी के लिए I'm choosing to work more one-on-one and more personal style of communication and working with few people. But still, if there are people who really want to work in depth, please let me know. We'll think about it and we'll come up with something. I just want to see interest of people जिसको genuinely interest है. फिर हम लोग देखेंगे क्या कर सकते हैं. Okay, guys. चलो, thank you so much. Sorry, आपका थोड़ा 5 minute extend किया, but thank you for listening. See you. Good night.